Hey, what's up guys? It's Andros and Altamirano. I'm giving you another UFC prediction video. I haven't made a prediction video in a while, but all my predictions for previous events that I haven't made a prediction video for are on my YouTube channel in the community tab. So it's just a written text of my predictions, but I'm making a video right now. Just got back from paddleboarding, so I want to make you another quick prediction video. It's about an hour before the prelims begin, so let's get into it, guys. UFC Fight Night, Cara France versus Albazi. Absolutely love this main event. Two top tier flyweights get the headline this card. I'm glad glad they are headlining. It could be a way worse event, main event that is. So it's a pretty good card, man. I'm pretty excited for this card. Like I said, it's been 2 weeks since the UFC event, so here we go. It's taking place today, Saturday, June 3rd, 2023, from Las Vegas, Nevada, Apex. So first fight up, we got Maxine Grishin against Felipe Lins. I like this matchup. I like this matchup a lot. We haven't seen Maxine in over a year. Beat William Knight. We know William Knight's not UFC caliber. The guy's really struggled at the tail end of his UFC career. Felipe Lins, man, he's coming off a nice knockout win over OSP, and that was at light heavyweight. Beat Marcin Prachant. I'm going with Felipe Lins here, man. I mean, I think both these guys are you know, middle of the pack light heavyweights, man. But Felipe Lins looks like he's kind of having a little bit of a resurgence in his career. He's got popped for PEDs before. Maxine Grishin's been in the UFC for 3 years, but I'm gonna go with Lins here. But again, it's a fight that I'm kind of looking forward to, man, just because I think it's a closely contested fight, and I think just Felipe Lins just might be the better striker here. Luan Lacerda against Damon Blackshear. I was really impressed with Lacerda in his outing against Stamen, and that wasn't too long ago. That was earlier this year in January, and he looked for a lot of submissions. I thought Stamen probably won the fight 29-28, so Stamen definitely deserved the nod. But I like Lacerda. He is a submission expert. Blackshear, I think he is kind of underrated in his career. He's coming off a loss to Farid Basharat. There's no shame to that. Both the Basharat brothers are pretty good. So yeah, I do think Blackshear is kind of underrated. I think it's going to be a good fight. I'm going to side with Lacerda here. Jin Yufrey against Elise Reed. Jin Yufrey's kind of just been, she's just not, I don't know, she just hasn't been performing well lately. And I think I picked her in a couple of these fights. I think I picked her against Demopolis. I might have picked her against I might have picked her against Viana too. But I like Elise Reed. I mean, she's staying very active in her UFC tenure. Good striker. No shame in her loss to Luma Lobuni. Just, I don't understand why it was by submission, but it was. Beat Melissa Martinez, which was a good win. I'm going to side with her here, man. I just think Elise Reed's the better fighter. Jamie Mullarkey against the newcomer Naimov. Let's look at Naimov. 3 wins. Don't know what promotion that is. Looks like first round finishes, some decision losses. And Jamie Mullarkey, he's kind of up and down, but he is, to me, he is a well-rounded lightweight fighter, man. This guy, he fights often. He fights tough dudes. And I'm going to side with him here, man. I'm going to side with him here. This guy's had some nice, exciting fights throughout his whole UFC career, man. Ever since him and Brad Riddell, made their debut in almost 4 years ago. So he's a UFC mainstay, man. This guy deserves to be in the UFC. I'm going to side with Mullarkey here to pick up the win. John Castaneda against Moline Gafurov. So we got a couple Tajikistan fighters on this card. This guy's 18-4, coming off 2 wins, LFA wins. I'm going to side with this guy here to beat Castaneda. Castaneda had some hype behind him too. Maybe he brings some of that back here in this fight, but I'm going to side with Gafurov by TKO. Arlovski against Mays. I sided with Mays last time. I believe against Sakai. Mays came up short. I mean, just disappointing, man. I can't pick a Sakai fight, right? But but he's no longer on the UFC roster. I'm going to side with Arlovski here to pick up the win. I think Arlovski might get it done, but this is a tough fight to predict. Daniel Santos against Johnny Munoz Jr. Another fight I'm looking forward to. Daniel, I think Willie Santos, Willie Cat. Very exciting fighter, man. Coming off a nice knockout win over Castaneda. Lost to Arce, but that was an exciting fight. Johnny Munoz Jr., we've seen the guy get starched by, who did he get starched by? Tony Gravely? Yeah, and I think that was a fight that I had. I think that was a fight that I did have Johnny Munoz into, and he just got starched by Gravely. And I'm going to side with Santos here, but this should be an exciting fight. Another fight I'm really looking forward to, Zaleski dos Santos. Zaleski dos Santos against Abubakar Nurmagomedov. And man, I think Nurmagomedov's underrated. I've definitely gone against the guy, I want to say once or twice in his UFC career. Doesn't fight often, but he got the job done against Godse in his last fight. And Zaleski's coming off that steroid suspension. We haven't seen this guy since October of 2021. It's been a long time. That was a very impressive win over Benoit St. Denis. I'm very high in St. Denis, so Zaleski looked good. He said it was a tainted supplement he got popped with, so I'm going to side with Zaleski here just for the fact that he's a better striker, I believe. But hopefully he's worked on his takedown defense, because Nurmagomedov's probably going to look to get this to the ground. Karine Silva against Ketlin Souza. I'm going to probably side with Karine Silva here, man. I think she's a huge favorite. She's coming off some nice submission wins in her UFC career. We got Ketlin Souza, who I don't know much about. She fought in Invicta. So yeah, I'm going to go with the UFC girl here, Karine Silva. Took up the win. Tim Elliott against Victor Altamirano. Gotta feel really bad for Elliott, man. Just in his personal life, some of the things that he's disclosed, they feel terrible for the guy. Obviously, man, don't wish it upon anybody. He's coming off a win over Tagir. Ooh, and back off. It's been a long time ago. He's at a different camp now. I'm just not really high in Elliott. I haven't been on high in Elliott in years. Victor Altamirano, man, what a win he had over Daniel Lacerda a couple fights back. I was really impressed with this guy. I think this guy's pretty well-rounded, man, and I just think he's just a younger version than Elliott. I think he's the better fighter. I know Elliott's going to be fighting with some emotion here. Maybe Elliott proves his veteran chops in this fight, but I'm going to side with Altamirano here. Jim Miller against Jesse Butler. Man, you got to like how active Miller's fighting, or been staying. It feels like he just fought yesterday, man. It really does. When did he fight? He fought in February. Man, it just seemed like that was yesterday. I remember his loss to Hernandez in this fight. So, I mean, he's won 3 out of his last 4. Definitely deserves the fight on UFC 300. Hopefully the UFC makes that happen. This guy's a gamer, man. He's 39 and he's just staying very active. And Jesse Butler has been fighting on, looks like he's the #1 ranked Louisiana prospect, featherweight. It's a featherweight fighter. He's fighting at lightweight. I'm going to side with Jim Miller here, but hey, let's see what Jesse Butler's got. Alex Caceres against Daniel Pineda. Not really high on Pineda here. No, he's coming off a win over Tucker Lutz in a fight that I had Lutz pick, so props to Pineda. Caceres, man, this guy's looked really good. Really good, man. He lost to Pat Sabatini in grappling, but he beat Arosa. Lost to Suri Yusuf, but man, he absolutely destroyed Arosa. And I'm going to side with Caceres here. Kai Kara France against Amir Albazi. I think it's a pick'em fight. Last time I looked, it was a pick'em, I believe. And I understand the action coming in Albazi, man. This guy's a sick grappler. Just a really well-improving fighter here, man. And maybe he's got the chops to beat Kai Kara France. I'm going to side with Kai Kara still. Hopefully Kai Kara's been working on his grappling and that, but like I said, I think Kai Kara, you know, he posed a lot of problems to Moreno. Moreno beat him, but I think Kai Kara was up in that fight, was winning that fight up until that point that Moreno caught him. But like I said, I do understand the action coming in Albazi. I do think the guy's a talented flyweight, but does he have the chops to beat Kai Kara? This is a scary fight to pick. I'm still going to lean with Kai Kara, but maybe there's something I don't really know. That, hey, maybe Albazi's got a big edge. You know, maybe Kai Kara's just not, up to par anymore, and he's not taking the guys beneath him seriously, but I'm going to start with Caceres here, man. I think the guy is still a very highly ranked flyweight fighter. And I know Albazi is too, but it's a stiff test for Albazi. So I'm going to start with Caceres France here. So my picks, guys, for this card: Caceres France, Caceres, Jim Miller, Altamirano, Silva, Zaleski, Santos, Arlovski, Gafurov, Mullarkey, Reed, Lacerda, and Linz.